The metaverse is going to be more realistic and more immersive. The headsets are going to be glasses at that point. And you take them off, and then you're going to be like, okay, am I in reality or am I in digital?
Ware,
Mr. Metaverse,
CEO and co-founder of Voxbox.
I know some people think the term metaverse, where the word is dying off, but in reality, that's not going anywhere. Besides that, now we're diving in with the government on the military side.
How does the military use your experience platform?
So as of right now, the military, they are using...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the High Performance CEO Show, your exclusive insight into the strategies and success habits of the world's top CEOs. I'm your host, Sebastian Schieke, entrepreneur, mentor, and business angel. Prepare to grow your business, enhance your leadership skills, and thrive in today's world. Let's dive in. Today I'm talking to L, who calls himself or is called Mr. Metaverse, Ware. He's the co-founder and CEO of Voxbox, which is a next generation digital experience studio, and we will learn about what a next generation digital experience studio is in a second. He runs large projects for the government and is the man to be when we talk about Metaverse. L, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for spending the time with me today. You had a very, very busy time in the last few weeks. You just launched your product, your service on the internet yesterday, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You must feel very tired and exhausted, but on the other hand, probably also very happy and curious what's happening now. So tell us a little bit about Voxbox and what a next generation digital experience studio is.
Yeah, so, with Voxbox, we create immersive 3D virtual experiences and basically, digital worlds in virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. And our goal, honestly, because there's so many different studios that have their own niche, and our niche is more so into creating these immersive environments for retail, because we know that the next generation of shopping experiences and, the whole Amazon experience, it's going to be three-dimensional. And we know that people are going to enter into those spaces where, now you're meeting people from other parts of the world. You're creating friendships. You're learning about products in a different way versus just reading reviews. So, we really focus in on the small details of how do you create these immersive experiences and how do you capture, from a retail standpoint, the brand awareness and the strategy behind it. So, besides that, we're also diving in now we're diving in with the government on the military side, where the government is starting to enter into virtual reality, where they want to plan combat situations, combat awareness. They want to, train their soldiers as well on attention to detail, and they want them to see, what is it, imagine they had a battle that they wanted to go over and see, like, what is it that they did wrong? They could see those small details and make it's more immersive now. So, that's basically what we're doing. And yes, I'm tired, but I'm also having fun because we've, as of the past 3 months, we've just been launching so many different projects, and we're blessed to be in this position right now.
Hey, Al, can you explain how this works technically? In the past, we had to use all these heavy headsets, which were a bit clunky. But how does it now work nowadays? And what is the technology space around the metaverse and this visual experiences? How can people practically use it?
Yeah, so, you're right. Like back in the day, the headsets were clunky. And now we have where things are so much easier, where people could just click on a link and enter directly into the space. They're not having to go through loopholes of having to sign in, or trying to figure out how do I enter. And Also too, there are platforms where a lot of people don't know about these different platforms that they can enter into to where they can experience these digital experiences. So I think over time, it's just going to take, more, it's going to take patience for people to know like what's coming down the pipeline as far as like, where do you experience these virtual worlds, and, how do you enter? Because a lot of people think, like you mentioned, like it's basically through VR headsets, which, to be honest, they are clunky right now, but, they are improving on it as well. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, no, pretty well. I mean, we also host our show in a Metaverse exhibition hall, which is a platform for primarily businesses having an exhibition hall, like in a normal convention center. We have a stage there, and every week we will broadcast this show. This is another use case. We talked about shopping, we talked about military. So maybe you could explain a little bit more in detail. How does the military use your experience platform?
So as of right now, the military, they are using, combat situational awareness. They're practicing, when an enemy is when you're taking fire from different positions, how do you combat that situation? Or what do you do if you have, one of your soldiers laying on the ground? Like, how do you assist in helping him and aiding him without, harming yourself or him? So, and then there are like the small details of things where, imagine there are bombs planted in the ground, and, how do you detect those bombs that are in the ground? How do you know that it's in the ground? So they are focusing heavily on the small details of how to be aware of your surroundings. And also too, like, because we know, practice, it will make you more efficient. So, they're trying to build, a lot of these soldiers in a way where it's going to help them prepare for battle.
So we can imagine a lot of different use cases for this type of technology coming up in the next couple of months, probably. Yeah.
Also too, if you think about it, imagine Google Maps, but the military has it. And, imagine they have a pinpoint targeted area that they're trying to assist, and there are, they want to see what the target range for a missile is. So what's the range in meters, or what is the distance from point A to point B? And looking on this immersive map, but not only looking at the map, but imagine you're able to click, and now you're able to enter into the map. And now you could walk around and you could look at different points of the building. You could see like, what's on one side of the alleyway, or, the street. So, these things are going, as technology advances as well as hardware, everything we do is going to advance as well.
So where's the biggest challenge when developing such a platform? I mean, I can imagine you have to deal with lots of data, lots of many computation you need to do.
I think the biggest challenge, honestly, is bringing the client's vision to life. That's the biggest challenge. Imagine every client we deal with, they all have their own wants and needs, and their personalities of how they want things built. So, being able to overcome the challenges that they are facing and educating them, because it's not easy to build for a lot of these, different companies and brands. That's truly the challenge, is being able to build something that's going to exceed their expectations and delivering exactly what they want and then some. It's not easy at all.
So you founded this company with a partner? Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you split the roles and responsibilities in your organization?
So Daniel, who's a co-founder of Voxbox, he's also an actual architect in real life. So a lot of the builds that we have is because of his knowledge and his expertise in understanding, architectural design and how to build in a way that's going to captivate the audience. And, one of the things that he also do that a lot of studios kind of don't do is that they build in a way where they're connected. Like they connect. A lot of people build in a way where they're pretending that they're in a physical world. And it's one of those things where you have to learn how to turn that switch off and understand that everything in the metaverse, there's no gravity. So how do you turn that switch off in understanding, okay, there's no gravity in the metaverse. We don't have to build exactly the same as in the physical world. And that's something that a lot of people are not able to do. They don't know how to turn that switch on and off. So he focuses heavily on the design side and the build aspect of it. We also have Ryan. He's a developer. So he helps with, some of the back end stuff as far as like coding. And then as far as like the logistics and partnerships and just the overall scope of the entire company, that's where I come in and assist wherever I need to and make sure that everything flows, in unison, and that we're targeting everything on time.
So when I come to you as a client, and let's say I would like to have a huge online event, we run a lot of events for business owners. We run workshops, virtual workshops. What would I need to do to bring this into the metaverse? How would this process look like?
So one of the things we do is we'll jump on a call and then we will ask you questions based on what you need and want. And then based on what you need and want, that's when we'll spend about a few days to a week. And then we will plan out everything of what you need and want. And, we'll create a visual board. So that way you can see like your vision of how you will want it to be. And then from the vision board, let's just say that there's something you don't like, we'll go back and change it. Or if you like everything, then we'll proceed to, the build aspect of it. So we take everything in milestones, step by step with the client. And everything that we do, we always come to a stopping point and we're like, hey, can you look at this and see, are we tracking your vision? Are we able to, or do you see, your vision come to life? So those are the things that we focus on, is ensuring that the client is happy throughout each step of the entire process.
And how would it look practically? So imagine we run an event with a few hundred participants. Yeah, we have a stage with different speakers. We would like to have breakout rooms, so group work where we put people together in a group. So basically like what you can do at Zoom at the moment. Is this something we could bring to the metaverse as an engaging environment? Yeah. So, and how would it look for the user? So they would have a browser where they connect to the site, and how would they experience everything?
So let's just say that this was your world, correct? So imagine in your world, you'll have on your website a link that will say, enter my world, or you'll have like a time and day of when to enter to your world. So everybody will click on, and I give you a scenario of like how we do events. So imagine I'm the host of your event. And I'll tell everyone, okay, enter into this space at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So everyone will enter, and then I'll tell, as each person is entering, I will let them know, hey, let's give everybody at least 10 minutes to enter. And as they're entering, I'm talking to everyone in the space. I'm letting them know what's going on. And once we get to a good point where there's like a good amount of people in the space, then, I'll start to talk to them about what's going to happen, what's the agenda, and kind of give them a tour of the space, because you want to make sure that you're guiding the users that are coming into the space. And then once you give them that little tour, then you just start with whatever the speaking engagement is. So that way, you're educating them, you're helping them adjust to like, this new experience. And then you are creating a sense of excitement, because a lot of them, when they enter for the first time, someone will say, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, all from the excitement, just from entering. You're talking to people from different parts of the world and learning new things. So that's how we basically, conduct our events whenever we have, these big events.
And technically, we could have sort of breakout rooms where we put, say, 10 people together to work on a topic, and then they leave this breakout room again and come to the main stage where the show continues.
Most definitely. Speaking of breakout rooms, So we are, if you look at Microsoft Mesh is one of the things that we're about to dive into. And with Microsoft Mesh, they have Microsoft Teams, which you're probably familiar with. So imagine now you have a breakout room with digital chalkboard, you have data. So we'll code all these things in the background where when you click on a few buttons, your data pulls up, your charts pull up, your Excel spreadsheets will pull up, all in the virtual, and everyone in the room is able to look at the plan of action of what you're trying to do in this immersive environment. So, I mean, we're excited because Microsoft Mesh is about to bring a lot of things that it's going to help so many different brands, companies, enterprise. So yeah, I mean, it's all there. I mean, there's other platforms that could do the same as well.
Sounds pretty exciting. I could vision running an event in this space, really immersive, with lots of interactions with different speakers or even different type of activities within this metaverse, and people only need a browser, so they don't need any special hardware, anything.
Need a browser. Perfect example. We built an environment for women in tech, and it was for International Women's Day. And the people that conducted this event, his name is Creative Al in Vans. She is an amazing event coordinator. So for this particular event, they had 15,000 people enter in one day for this event. And I was shocked when I entered, the amount of people I saw and just how engaged everyone was and how excited they were. I mean, that was an event that I will never forget. Like I was amazed, those, and it don't matter like as far as like, I know some people think the term metaverse where the word is dying off or it has some sort of bad stigma to it. But in reality, the metaverse is a word that's not going anywhere. People are going to use it more often, especially, in 2024, 2025, we're going to hear this word pop up a lot more. And, as time continue to go, move on, we're going to see more people enter. I mean, if we have 15,000 in one day, just imagine what it'll be, a few months down the line.
Yeah. I think the point is usability, I mean, as we discussed in the past, you had these clunky headsets, which sometimes make you feel dizzy, and they are hard to configure, and it's nothing a normal user would use on a daily basis now. But now, as the technology is much more user-friendly and available, and you have more use cases which are really adding value, it's not just doing things in a different way, it's adding new experiences for the users. In your case, in shopping or in the military world. In my case, it would be events and interaction with people. I think this is the big selling point, and it's pretty exciting future. So how do you see this developing in the next few years? What are the trends in this industry?
I see things taking off in a way where it's going to be more realistic and more immersive. And then it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to tell the difference between the digital and physical. Imagine the headsets are they're going to be glasses at that point, and you take them off, and then you're going to be like, okay, am I in reality or am I in digital? It's going to get to that point. And, I'm just excited for the future, which is why we just continuously build. Yesterday we launched Dance Fight, and with them, they have professional dancers from all over the world. And with these dancers, we were able to capture their signature dance moves in real life and convert them into what's called emotes. So now you could take your avatar, you could purchase those different dance moves that they, produce in real life. And now you could purchase them for your avatar. So, whenever you're in any environment or you feel like dancing, you could just, press whatever key and it will generate that dance move. So, and all the proceeds go to the dancers. So it's helping them out. And we're just excited because this is phase one of the launch of what we created for these dancers in partnership with Dance Fight, Sandbox, Spatial, and Ready Player Me. We're just excited. And the reason why I brought this up is because we know that the industries that are ready to take off, it's mainly in entertainment. Entertainment will be the first to take off, especially with fashion, because the fashion industry is already heading in that direction where they want to, save money on producing fabric, or also to the reusables, how they're trying to cut down on what they use as well. So we're seeing that trend because we're also building for big brands, fashion brands that are heading into the metaverse as well.
It's also easy to create some digital prototypes and see how they
Exactly
being received by the audience, and can easily change things. You can easily come up with completely new ideas in matter of no time,
Right.
which I think is there's the main power in showing new designs and new collections, right?
Right.
Very interesting. So there's a lot happening in this space and a lot developing in the next months and years to come. Where do you personally see yourself in developing in the next years with Voxbox? I mean, now you focusing on different niches. Is there a direction where you see Voxbox developing into?
I see Voxbox developing into a brand and a household name to a point where when people see something created by us, they would know immediately that that's from us.
Yeah.
And along with us creating environments, we're also gamifying these spaces. So along, with these gamification environments that we're building, we're also starting to see more gaming platforms taking interest into what we're doing. I truly see us as being one of the biggest studios in the world due to the amount of builds that we're doing, the feedback that we get from every client, from users, and just our focus and attention to the small detail. And, I'm just excited. I'm looking forward. I wish I could just fast forward right now to the middle of 2024, but I have to be patient.
I had a CEO of one of the biggest gaming companies in the UK here in the show recently, so I need to connect you with him, and
Oh, wow.
we'll see where this leads to. Hey, Al, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we wrap up?
I would like to say, first off, thank you for allowing me to come on this show. And to everyone that's listening, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are thinking about starting your own business, don't give up. There's going to be times when you feel that your back is up against the wall. You're going to feel like this isn't for you. You're going to feel like nobody care with what you are doing, but just don't give up. Like, truly don't give up, because you never know how close you are. You could be literally at the doorknob of opportunities and you just don't know. Yeah.
We all been there. I mean,
Yeah.
Everyone who's successful had these times, and I can only agree what you say. Never give up. Never, ever give up.
Most definitely.
Al, thank you so much. I really have to check out your platforms, and I'm really excited what's happening in the near future in this space. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Thank you for tuning into the High Performance CEO Show. I'm your host, Sebastian Schieke, and it's been a pleasure serving you. Please subscribe to our show on your favorite platform and leave us a review. Your support helps us reach more listeners and create a bigger impact. Check out our website, sebastianschieke.com, for additional resources. Until next time, be bold, be exceptional, be outstanding, be a leader.